Thank you so much. It's 10 minutes past 9, and we are starting with our Audit and Risk Indaba. To the President of SIGFARO, Dr. Ngcobo, the President-elect, Mr. Twala, the Board of SIGFARO, the CEO, newly appointed, Mr. Matobo, our partners, our sponsors, all our delegates from audit, risk, and performance, all our officials from our national and provincial government, the Auditor General. I'm also aware that in our midst we have the Provincial Accountant General from Northern Cape, Mem Bosfark, and everyone who's been invited in this event. Allow me to greet you and welcome you in this beautiful Audit and Risk Indaba, and appreciate especially those who have been here from before 9 o'clock to honor the time that we have put on our invitations and our programs. And let me say good morning and thank you for joining us in this Audit and Risk Indaba. In terms of our program right now, I'm going to request all of us to just stand up. They will assist us with the national anthem, where we will be, it will serve as a prayer as we are about to open the 2025 Audit and Risk Indaba. Can I get the assistants at the back as we all stand up and we partake in the national anthem? Amen. Thank you so much. We can be seated. I am Maria Makongela. I'm the chairperson of Audit Risk and Performance Forum in SIGFARO. I'm also the member of the board. It's my pleasure to have the opportunity today to be the program director, and I want to once again welcome you all. Without wasting any time, I think I've got some few remarks from my side. The first part is just to remind all delegates to make sure that you sign the attendance register as part of the evidence that you are attending the Audit and Risk Indaba. And secondly, just to appreciate all our speakers, starting for those that started with us yesterday. Thank you so much for showing interest in SIGFARO and always showing up. I know, President, that the speakers that we have on our program, really, they are not doing it for the first time. They are forever available to participate in our programs, and they are always showing interest, and they are doing their best. So we really thank you for the hard work that you've put in terms of preparation for our sessions, and indeed they are very, very value-adding to our delegates. And with those, allow me to just ask everyone who's here to just give a round of applause for all our speakers, all our panel members, even those that are going to participate tomorrow. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you so much. Please always keep your personal belongings with you. We know that indeed we believe that we are a generation who respects other people's things, but just to be safe, just keep your things to yourself and make sure that as you go up and down, at least you secure them. And there are rooms that are refreshed during refreshment and lunch breaks, and it is best that you can, as you stand up here, as they come and make preparations, at least you have taken your things so that you may not complain about some of your items missing there. Please keep your phones at a minimum on silent, but ideally please switch them off as a sign of respect to the speakers and to our fellow delegates. Please, let's do that. A certificate of attendance can be issued by SIGFARO office on request. Kindly provide your full name and company name or institution name as it should appear on the certificate, and then the certificate will be made available after the event. The same with our presentations. After the event, they will be available on our website if you would want to have copies of those. We have a photographer, photographers that are busy taking photos and videos of this event as part of our media. And if you are uncomfortable with your pictures being publicized, please do indicate so that we can be able to observe POPIA requirements on that matter. And ladies and gentlemen, we are having this Audit and Risk Indaba supported by sponsors. CCG System is one of our platinum sponsor who is also supporting this Audit and Risk Indaba. And we also have Emmanuel Ngcobo Risk, who's also a platinum sponsor, ensuring that you get the best of this event of 2025. Umnoto Business Consulting is our silver sponsor that are also sponsoring us. Diligent Corporation is also our silver sponsor, and Caseway Africa is partnering with us. I just want you to just give them a round of applause as a sign of appreciation for ensuring that we have the best 2025 Audit and Risk Indaba. Colleagues, please engage on our social media platforms, on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram, and LinkedIn. Our theme is accelerating and enhancing assurance service on service delivery through technology. And I think one of the ways of utilizing technology, really, it will be just to be there, present on socials. I think there's a lot of information that you can get through social medias. So follow us, like us, comment on our pages, on those platforms and use the hashtag SIGFARO, hashtag SIGFARO 2025, hashtag Audit and Risk Indaba 2025. Please do that hashtag, like us. I hope we will be able to reward those that are active there, more active on those socials. We don't know. I'm just thinking that someone might be listening and might actually reward you for participating at that platform. Without wasting any time, we are going to move to the official opening and welcome. Those that are following us on the social medias should know that yesterday I did give a view of what to expect in this Indaba, and I've indicated that there is a surprise. I think those that are late, I feel sorry for them, but this is the moment. Let me take this opportunity and welcome our SIGFARO President, Dr. Ngcobo, an experienced public servant in local government, particularly in the field of financial management, organizational systems and structures. He's also the chairperson of the Center for Municipal Asset Management, CMAM, as we know it, and he's also part of the advisory board at the Durban University of Technology. Dr. Ngcobo has published 2 books under his belt, namely The Road to CFO Position, and secondly, Fostering Excellence in Municipal Asset Management Practice Guide. He's currently embarking on writing 2 other local government revenue management and auditing municipal asset. He has written and presented related papers at national and international conferences. His main position remains in the development of the next caliber of credible and competent public servants. I want us to put our hands together for Dr. Ngcobo, the president of SIGFARO. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Let's try again. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for those who are still coming through. Please make your way, be seated, and try by all means not to disturb the others. Let me observe all due protocols in this regard. I know that there may be some councillors with us, and we just want to highly respect the authority. And also, I have been advised that we have the provincial AG, Miss Bosfak from the Northern Cape. So Umam Mkiza here, Mrs. Mkiza, she'll come through later and obviously share her thoughts as well for today. So I just want to acknowledge, as well as the others as we go along, which will also duly acknowledge. So thank you everyone for being here, and especially those who came on time. You know, I think program director did indicate there were others who were even here before 9 a.m. and they were seated waiting, for the program to start. And then there were others. Then the others who were stuck in traffic, and this and that. I don't know whether is there traffic from the beach to ICC. I don't know. At some point, I was even thinking, I didn't even tell my board because I think it was going to be too much. I was thinking to say, as soon as it hits 9 for our program start, just shut off the doors, have our security out there, and then you say nobody in until the tea break, so it doesn't disturb the proceedings, but also to try and now start reversing the Bantu time culture. You know the Bantu time culture? Or it's now even called the African time culture. And I recently heard, because I was speaking in one of the sessions hosted by the Indian fraternity in India, there is also the Indian time. Because, South Africa and India, we are more or less, similar in nature. Sometimes they say 9 becomes 11. And it's like, okay. I'm like, it's just not right. So even for us, it's something that we really have to work on. I truly do encourage us to start respecting time. There's something I always say, time lost is time never regained. You will never gain that time again. So for us as South Africans, as fellow public servants, that would just be my thought to ensure that going forward we can do our level best to respect time. So that wasn't part of my notes, by the way, but I had to just say it, when you have powers and are given the podium, you can say a few things. But also I'm reminded here, because I saw the gentleman last conference we had, the annual conference. One gentleman came to me, he knows who he is, I won't make him stand up. He says, when we met outside, as soon as I introduced myself to him, how? You are Dr. Ngcobo, you are so short. When you are standing in the podium, you always look a bit taller. And I was like, hey, this guy says it as it is, So, and then when I was seated there, I'm looking, usually they put some steps for me here, for those who don't know, because some podiums are a bit too high, then I can't even see the audience. So today I was looking and saying, ish, okay, there are no steps in the front, but at least the podium is not too tall, so at least I can be able to see everyone here. So, but yeah, that's what it is, but importantly, we can be short, we can be big, we can be thin, we can be whoever, but we just have to love ourselves as we are. Amen. Now got your attention. All right, so let me go to my prepared notes so that I make sure that I do not take much time, and I'm going to try by all means to do that. We've already said the protocol, which I now won't go into it. Allow me to welcome you, delegates, sponsors, partners, and stakeholders to our Audit and Risk Indaba 2025, as we continue to celebrate 95 years of SICFARO. As we know, we did celebrate that last year, and we are still in that mode. Program Director, in 2014 at East London, we established our Audit and Risk Indaba with the aim of bringing on board the assurance providers which are here to assist in addressing poor audit outcomes in local government. And today marks the 15th year anniversary of the Audit and Risk Indaba, or ARI, as we normally call it. And then this year we are celebrating this under the theme, Accelerating and Enhancing Assurance on Service Delivery Through Technology. Hey, Pastor Maria said that word so nicely. Technology, or something to that effect. Maybe you can repeat it later, Pastor Maria. So as I may not get this opportunity again for today, because I'm going to be leaving shortly after the next session, after tea, because there's something that I truly have to attend to. Let me take this opportunity just to thank the SICFARO board for organizing our Indaba, the office team, which now is being led by the new CEO, who we'll introduce in a short while, as well as everybody that has ensured that we can have our successful Indaba as we have started. Truly, a great job has been done. May we please just give a round of applause for all our organizers. Program Director, our main objective as SICFARO is to partner with government to enhance service delivery, because that is why we are all here. And the delegates in this room today are key to providing assurance that government objectives are being achieved, and one of the tools that will assist in ensuring that is truly technology. Through technology, we can move from providing reasonable assurance to absolute assurance through continuous auditing application of CAATs, computer-assisted audit techniques, as well as other various IT tools that are available. So it is for that reason that we have partnered with Information Systems Audit and Control Association, ISACA, to enhance our delegates' skills in technology. The president of ISACA is in our midst today to sign the MOU with us, and look out then for various training opportunities and initiatives on IT within your different disciplines, starting with this Indaba. I'm sure you can give a hand for that partnership that you're about to commence with. Furthermore, we have listened and heard the suggestions and inputs from our delegates in the past years so that we can ensure the balancing of our Indaba to accommodate performance and risk practitioners as well as oversight, especially the councillors. And then I am pleased to announce that we have done that because the board has now, through the forum that we have, which is chaired by Pastor Maria, who is right here. It's called the Audit and Risk and Performance Committee Forum. We have now incorporated the issue of audit risk as well as performance activities, so that when we then have these engagements, when we have our conferences, we can ensure that risk and performance is taken also into consideration. So to the risk practitioners as well as the performance practitioners, I'm sure that will actually make you happy from here on. So with that, once again, we can just give a hand to the committee that has dealt with this. Yesterday, there were 3 master classes: audit, risk, and performance. And tomorrow's breakaway sessions, which we'll be having, will actually then cater for what we have just spoken about, as well as what we have touched on the matters of oversight. So indeed, our program is now balanced, but it doesn't end there. We do urge you, if there is further inputs where we can improve going forward, please do alert us and we can see how we can accommodate. And obviously, we can't take everything because there is so much that needs to be said and done. So, but whatever input that is critical and important, we will certainly take that through. That is not all, because the program director did indicate there is so much announcements and new things that are happening. So then, with regards to what has been said, then from today, we'll then not be addressing this event as RE, Audit and Risk Indaba, but going forward, this gathering or event will now be called the Public Sector Audit, Performance and Risk Indaba. So now abbreviated as APRI. So instead of RE, now it will be called APRI. Let's give a hand to that. So with this name, we believe that both our auditors, risk practitioners, and performance practitioners in government, be it local, be it provincial, be it national, including their respective entities, will work together in providing assurance so that ultimately and at the end, we can enhance service delivery. And I always say in other platforms that service delivery, we have to make sure that it is of quality and importantly, it is sustainable. Let me also take this opportunity to now announce our newly appointed CEO, Mr. Nagisani Matobo, who joined us on the 1st of April 2025. I believe him starting his duties in APRI is a blessing because he is an experienced risk management practitioner. I also don't have enough words, having said that, to appreciate the works that have been done by our previous interim CEO. She did a tremendous job in the past 2 years or so under very difficult circumstances. We all know what transpired. We had COVID and our SICFARO or institute, we had to restructure the personnel that we had, and others unfortunately had to be, I won't say a bad word, but we just had to lay them off, and then we had to call others in, but we had to cut down on the number of staff that we had as SICFARO. But within those limited resources, she was able to do everything that we have done in the past year, and nobody could realize that SICFARO had actually trimmed down on our human resources. And with that, firstly, I just want us to acknowledge Ms. Linda Nolte with all the work that she had done in the past 2 years or so. Let's just please give her a round of applause as she stands, please, so that we can just do it right. Thank you so much, Ms. Nolte, for everything that we have done. You know, truly, For those who don't know what happens behind the scenes, we all see all this nice, everything is looking nice and what so forth, but behind the scene, there is so much of work that goes on in that. So thank you so much, Lindiwe, as we call her. But then, as I indicated, now we do have the new CEO who has come on board, and now we can please kindly stand up, Mr. Patrick Matobo, as we also give him a hand. But they didn't see you at the back, as they also clap for him, please, at the back. I remember, I'm here in the front, I can see everyone, so for those who are not clapping, I can tell that who is not. So thank you for that. We are trusting, sir, that we will continue to work and take Sekfaro into greater strides. We just celebrated 95 years, and we've been saying we are now headed to our 100-year centenary celebration. So I want to make sure that we can build this up to another 200 years. So it then becomes important, some of the foundations that we lay during this time. But I'm quite certain that you will help us in that regard. So now, as I conclude, I just want to encourage all our delegates to participate, as we have exciting topics and discussions that are to take place in the next 3 days. Our speakers, panel members, facilitators, as well as the program directors have done their level best in preparing for this Indaba, and I am quite certain that we will all benefit for being here, because I always say most of us have traveled from far and wide, and we don't want to just come here and in a way waste each other's time, because you know what, and others have actually, your municipalities, organizations have paid for you to be here, so obviously there has to be value derived. So, and that is why us as Sekfaro, we always ensure that as we engage our speakers, our facilitators, that they prepare well so that you may be able to take some good takeaways when you then go back to your respective organizations to implement the same. With those words, with the powers vested in me, I now officially open the Public Sector Audit, Performance and Risk Indaba. Let's all just give a one round of applause once again. So now we do have a beautiful ceremony so that we do this the right way. I will now be calling upon, because we need to unveil this new name, I'll be calling upon the newly appointed CEO to come forward, as well as our president-elect, who will be taking after me from October of this year. Just coming forward, Mr. Twala and Mr. Matobo, and then just take your positions so that we can then unveil the new name. And as they come forward, I had to make sure I stick to this prepared speech. Initially, I thought I would just say my words, because, when you're about to leave an office, or maybe you're about to retire, you just say what you want to say, because your time anyway is about to be up. So, but then I had to, ask Pastor Maria to help with a few words so that I don't end up saying words that may offend other people. But I try not to offend. For me, when you grow old and you've got gray hair, you've got more words to say. While I was still young, I didn't have many words, but now, words do come out, but most words is to help one another. I'm sure most of you are aware, I've been in this journey now for over 20 years, and we are here to empower each other. And the motto that I live by, I know I've said it in a number of platforms, but I felt it's important to once again, make mention of this motto, which is serve people wholeheartedly, and people will elevate you to serve more people. I will repeat it. Serve people wholeheartedly, and people will elevate you to serve more people. Those are just my departing words. That is true in what I do. There's many things that is happening, personally in my life because of living by that. And we are so fortunate as public servants that I even say we get paid to serve people. Whether you're an auditor, whether you're a risk practitioner, whether you're from the AG's office, but you are serving the public in whatever form and shape that you're involved in. And if you do it so well, then, people around you will say, no, this one is doing so good. Then we can give him or her this other position. Then you are promoted, you are elevated. And then by the time you know it in 5, 10 years' time, look at what you have. But your heart has purely been for serving people in the public sector. So thank you so much. With that now, we are about to unveil our name that has just been made mention of. Take your positions and our camera people are right here. So now they will do the honors. And perhaps let's just do it. Let's just all kindly stand, please. Let's all kindly stand, kindly, please. This is our 15-year celebration. It's appropriate that we respect this milestone. Thank you so much for respecting that. On the count of 3, and then I will go to 1, then you will unveil, all right? So are you good? Yes. All right, 3, 2, 2.5, 1, you may unveil. All right. Maybe just, are the names showing? Just show the names. Audit and Risk and Performance Indaba. This is now who we are known as in terms of this gathering or event. Thank you so much. You may take your seats. Don't go away. You want us to cut the cake now for the sake of time? Yeah, I think for the sake of time, let's do that as well. Don't run away. We also just want to cut the cake in celebrating our 15 years. As I did make mention in my speech, it has been a long journey, and we are trusting and believing that this will grow further, because you can obviously see that this has grown in leaps and bounds, and we just obviously want to make sure that going forward we can continue in that stead. So if you can just, I'm sure we could just, let's go down all, but please, can I also have Lindiwe come forward? I know that I didn't incorporate that, but for me, you must be here. Please come forward, and our media team is also here. We're just gonna cut the cake, and then thereafter, the cake will be served during tea time, where our exhibitors are, and please do support them by going through to their exhibition stands in that regard. So with that, on my side, there will just be my last words. Then we're just gonna cut the cake, and then we celebrate this moment.
Thank you so much. Yeah, hold it right there, Hloni. Hold it right there. Definitely we should continue somewhere. Wow, wow, what a wonderful moment. What a wonderful time to be alive. Audit, Risk and Performance Indaba. Now all our performance practitioners can actually feel at home and not feel like they're the baby next door. So we really just, let's clap our hands for that, for such a wonderful gesture. And also the celebration of 15 years. 15 years is not a child's play. Yeah, so we want to thank God for that.